Let's find some day trades, swing trades, and option trades. Hello, traders. Thank God it's Friday. It is August 7th. We're about 2.5 hours into trading. Had a little bit of price action in the market today. We had a jobs report that came out actually quite good, 1.8 million new jobs during the month of July. The range for consensus was so wide. I've seen 1.5 million expected. I've seen 2 million expected. So that 1.8 million number seemed to be right within the range. Now you can see how the market gapped down initially, and then we were creeping higher. We tried to take out the high from yesterday, but prices have backed off. Now here's the really important thing that you want to keep in mind. You see the price action, lots of mixed candles, a lot of green, a lot of red intermixed. That's a sign that there's really no momentum today. Yesterday we had a similar pattern setting up early in the day. You could see things are kind of chopping around, but we did actually have a really nice rally off of that double bottom higher low. 1, 2, higher low, breakout through this downward sloping trend line. Beautiful 10P cross. Let's spend a little bit of time and go over the indicator that we use for day trading. It's the 10P indicator. It's proprietary. You won't find it anywhere else. Here's how it works. We're looking for these big spikes, and I'm going to use the crosshair tool so you can see where they line up. In this particular case, I'd mentioned yesterday this short came a little bit late. There was still some time on the short side there. And you can see how down here we got a bullish cross. So when the indicator goes below zero and we get a cross, it's telling us that off of these deep troughs, this is a buying opportunity. Well, we got a cross in here, a couple of crosses, and then finally we get a nice little trough right in here where that's a pretty legitimate cross. You're already seeing that from this level down in here, and it is early, the indicator is very early. Down in here, it's saying this is a good entry point to buy in here. But it took a little bit of while for the market to gain some traction. Got your downward sloping trend line on M5. Once that's breached, you get a really nice rally. Now you get a situation where you get a bearish cross off of a nice spike, but you can see how the market never took out that horizontal support in here. We test it once, we test it twice. Everything's still holding up, so we're in good shape. We don't get short until that is violated. You also have an upward sloping trend line. That had not been violated. So yes, you're aware that the 10P cross is taking place, but you don't short until you get that technical breakdown. Now, all of a sudden, the 10P indicator starts coming in when the market is starting to float higher. This is what we call a bullish divergence. Get a nice cross in here, and then you can see the rally that it catches there. Toward the end of the day, you start seeing this massive spike. Now, this is definitely where you would want to start taking some profits on your long positions. It's starting to roll over pretty hard. Didn't really get an ensuing market decline, but it was a choppy close. We had market try to push higher, then it kind of sold off a little bit, bounced a little bit, so not a lot of indication there. This morning, we've got that cross right in here that kind of sets us up well for the open. And then we get a little bit of a bearish cross right in here. So it's telling you take profits. Right now the market's been moving higher, so the best tactic on a day trading basis has been to take profits. When you see the 10P indicator get overextended, you don't necessarily have to go short. You just go to cash, you wait for the indicator to come in, then you reload on your longs, and you can see right in here is where it crossed again this morning. It's a nice little opportunity to get long. Now we get this spike in here, tells you, hey, take profits on your long positions. Plus, we had the high from the prior day that was providing us with some resistance. Now that ended up being a pretty decent short, but if you just want to play the long side of the market right now, that's where the best price action has been. We've been able to find a ton of stocks that have great relative strength. So we're just waiting for those opportunities. Now we've got a dip right here, got a 10P cross. How would I trade this? What would I do? Well, you do have an upward sloping trend line right here, so that's nice. And if I want to, I can use the alert and I can draw that in for you right like that. So we've got this nice upward sloping trend line, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. So everything's pretty good in here. I think that the market is probably going to find some decent support in here. So this 10P cross would tell me that it's safe to come in and buy some of these stocks that are moving higher. So, Pete, what happens if I start buying these stocks right in here and all of a sudden there's some news that comes out and the stimulus plan is not going to go through and the market takes a big dump right in here and we get a big market drop? Well, that's why we trade stocks with relative strength. These stocks are going to hold up extremely well. And if we're wrong on the market and we get that next big leg down, these stocks are going to tread water because the bid is so strong. We'll have a chance to exit the trade. Then we can watch the market, see if the low of the day is taken out, and if there's another buying opportunity. If the market continues to go down, then we're out of the trade. We didn't lose any money on it. But if we were trading S&P and we were in at this level right here and the market took another leg lower, we would lose money for sure. There is a huge edge to trading stock. That's what we do. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to look for some stocks right here, right now, that have relative strength. So here's how easy it is. Let's go in. Let's take a look at relative strength 30. Take a look at these two stocks. We'll go into a 5-minute chart, see what we've got. Love that breakout, by the way. Look at this strength right in here. This stock has been moving higher in the last 30 minutes when the market's been doing what? Selling off. There is a very, very strong bid to this stock. So if the market did take that leg down, this stock is going to hold that bid very, very well. We'll be able to watch the market, and if it continues to tick lower, we'll be able to scratch the trade, maybe even make a little bit of money on it. But if the market does rally, I can almost guarantee you that this stock is going to fly right through the high of the day. IBM also looking like it's got a little relative strength. One thing I do not like about IBM right now is the fact that the stock is down on the day. I want to trade strength. I don't want to trade weakness. Ideally, when I'm looking for these candidates, I want a stock that's been moving higher consistently through the course of the day. I want a stock that's above the prior day's high. Ideally, I'm going to be looking at stocks that are also breaking out on a daily basis, a D1 basis. We'll go into Pop Bull, so we've got lining up there. FDX is a good candidate. Let's go to that daily chart and see what we've got. Also today is option expiration on the weekly option, so that means that there are some lotto trades that'll be setting up. FDX, beautiful, nice upward sloping trend line. We have a breakout through a horizontal resistance level right here. Stock is on its high of the day. Go into that M5 chart. FDX looks really good on a longer term basis, and you can see how market's been down, down, down. Yes, FDX gave a little bit of its gains back, but it's holding up relatively well. So what I would do in this case is I'd say, okay, is this a buying opportunity on FDX? Let's watch tick for tick what happens with the S&P. When I get a bar like this on the S&P, I'd like to see a corresponding bar higher on FDX. That would tell me that the bid is still strong and that buyers are lining up because they feel that the market might be bouncing here. Not getting that in FDX, so I would hold off on my entry point right now. I'm going to continue to go down. Let's take a look at the heavy buying list. We'll be able to flip through these. So the pattern that I'm looking for as I'm flipping through all these stocks right now is I'm looking for a stock that's been able to hold up well. UPS has definitely been able to do that. And look, there's your upward green bar in here. So yes, this looks like it wants to move higher. Here's the market decline right here. Yes, eventually there was some selling pressure right there, long red bar, but that was just knocking out some of the bullish speculators. It's a bid check. That support has been able to hold. All it had was one red bar, and we've seen selling over the course of the last actual hour or so. Well, this stock has been much higher in the last hour. This is the same relative time frame that we're looking at here. So stock up, market down. UPS wants to go. Daily chart. Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Nice upward sloping trend line through horizontal resistance. No, the stock is not down for the day. The stock is up for the day. In fact, it's trading on its high of the day and it is above the prior day's high. I've used this analogy before. I want Barry Sanders at the 50-yard line with no one in front of him. There is nothing to impede him from going into the end zone. It's a clean shot. Little resistance, zoom, gone. That's what we're looking for. Now, there are stocks that don't fit that pattern. I don't deem them to be nearly as high probability as some of these runners. So, yesterday I showed you a few stocks. You know, I get comments all the time from people who are questioning, is this any good? Does it work? Fantastic. That's what you should do. There's a lot of garbage out there on the internet, a lot of garbage in YouTube too. You should come in here with a skeptical eye. You should watch a lot of videos before you pass judgment on what I do. Take a look at the performance, then judge if this is going to help you make money. Yesterday, and I got some criticism. Oh my God, you said that Penn was a great stock. You're so late on that. How could you say that was a good stock? Stock up 10% today. APPS, another stock I highlighted yesterday. Stock up 10% today. Market down, stock up 10%. Facebook, another stock that I highlighted yesterday. In fact, I highlighted that one right in here in the video, about 2.5 hours into trading, which puts us right about. There's the open right about here. So let's say that you see the video in here. That's somewhere around the 260, 250 level. This stock's up to 277. The stock was up $15 today. And I showed you selling it out of the money bullish put spread on that stock. Very, very nice. Plug. The other stock that I showed you yesterday. Plug. Up on the day. Market down, stock up. Look, stock was up overnight. Yes, yesterday plug probably in somewhere around, I would say this level right in here, probably around the $11 level or so. But this morning, there was an easy 5% gain in there for you. So be skeptical. Don't pass judgment on one video. Take a look at many videos. This is a systematic trading approach. I've shown you how we do this. We use the indicator to tell us when we need to get in, when we need to get out on a day trading basis. And then we're really looking for heavy volume, breakouts on a daily basis, breakouts on an intraday basis, and relative strength. That's it. So I'm going to go through the list. Let's see if we can find something right now that looks good. UPS, I showed you. I think that looks pretty decent. Still not time to get in. We want to see if this little bar right in here is going to hold or not, or if it's just simply a bounce. But we do have two tails under body. We've got a bullish 1OP cross. So everything's lining up. I just need to find the stock that's ticking higher. I might as well highlight the stock that I like for the day today. And I'm going to go right into TMUS. I love this breakout. You can see this compression. The longer and tighter the compression, the bigger and more sustained the breakout. TMUS, sprint deal done. Excellent earnings after the close yesterday. Stock gapping up. Not a fast mover. Okay, this is not a fast moving stock. If you follow me on Twitter, I posted a bullish put spread that I liked, selling the 112, 111 bullish put spread 3 weeks out for a 20-cent credit. I like that trade. I think that works really well. 3 weeks, 25% return if the stock is able to hold this gap, which I think it will be able to. It's also not a company that should be affected by any resurgence in the coronavirus. If anything, people are going to be using their phones more. So I think T-Mobile, this could be the start of a really nice long drift higher. I think some people might even view this as a flight to safety type of stock. So regardless of what happens to the overall market, I think this is one that you can actually buy and hang on to for a little while. Can you buy some in the money calls? Yes, as long as they are trading without a lot of option implied volatility. So I like TMUS. That's the stock of the day that I like. Really easy to find, right in the heavy buying list. There are a number of other searches it's been coming up on. So let's go through. Facebook I showed you yesterday. That could set up well for a lotto trade later today, but I'm going to need to see some relative strength. And after a big power move like that yesterday, might be getting a little bit tired. But early today, there are some really nice gains in it. I made $2 on this in the chat room early in the day. Long green candles stacking on top of each other when the market was waffling around. That was an easy $2. Could have held out for more, but was happy with that profit. So you want to see this type of gradual price action right in here. I'm going to do an SPY overlay very quickly so you can see what we're looking for. And you can see how the stock right in here, we had the market drifting lower, stock higher, higher, higher. This is the type of price action that I'd be looking for late in the day for a lotto play. If the market comes in a little bit in the last hour of trading, I want to find stocks that are ticking higher like this on the notion that the market closes on its high of the day today. It's had a pattern of doing that this week. And going into a weekend, I think that we could see some afternoon strength We'll see. I got to see how the afternoon plays out. But I would be looking for a market dip like this and a stock that is ticking higher, that's above the prior day high. That tells me it's got good momentum. And then you want to buy out of the money calls, just out of the money calls that have the chance of going in the money. Once they go in the money, the delta is going to mirror the stock. It's like being long stock on a leverage basis. The market makers can't play games with you because those options have to trade at parity. Something that we do most every week. We're looking to buy options for 10 cents or 15 cents, sell them for 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents. We're able to find these trades quite regularly. So we've got this little doji right here on the SPY in continuation. So this looks like it's going to be a decent bounce. We've got this downward sloping trend line on M5. So this would be a good opportunity to buy some stocks. When you watch this video, see how whatever I find here pans out. And hopefully I'll be able to find something really nice. Unlike we've already taken a look at, you can see how that's continuing to tick higher. Let's see here. I'm going to take, excuse me, I'm going to take off the SPY overlay. I'm going to take off this 10SI, clear up the chart a little bit. This doesn't look too bad. DXC is the symbol. Kind of choppy. You've got a little bit of, it's trying to break out to a new high of the day. Maybe. Still trying to find that stock. I'm trying to find you a really good trade. But I do have another good trade that I'm going to show you though. MOS, that is it right there. Look at that strength. There you go. This is one that I would buy right here. And I would buy it at 1683. And the time right now, we are 2 hours and 53 minutes into trading. So take a look, see what the stock does. MOS price was 1684. I believe the market's going to go higher. I think the stock's going to tick higher. Wouldn't look to make a lot of money on this. We're in the middle of the day. It'd probably look to make 15 cents, 20 cents on a $16 stock. That is a nice return. Look at this relative strength. That's what it's all about. Mark all the check boxes, get probability on your side. That's what we do every single day. So I'm going to show you another trade that I like. It's really setting up well on a daily basis. I feel that it's an overcrowded trade. I think to a degree the market is overcrowded as well. This is an evening star candle formation. You can see how gold yesterday spiked up. This morning, gold opened below the low of the prior day, and we have a long red candle closing on its low. I think that gold has gone through a bullish climax. If I want to, I can draw upward sloping trend lines in here, mark it like that. That is a buying climax. I think that the downside here is going to be pretty swift. I do like being short GLD here. Now, on a longer term basis, I think once gold comes in, flushes out some of these bullish speculators, there will be a longer term opportunity to get back in gold. I do like gold longer term because the printing presses are running. By the way, stimulus plan, Republicans, Democrats, haggling, who knows? All I know is that we'll get a $1.5 trillion plan. I don't know the details, but neither party wants to look like the bad guy. And oh, recess is right around the corner. We got to take our 3-week vacation. So that's what they'll be focused on. They'll get a deal done at the last hour. There will be a stimulus plan, and then we'll go into a news vacuum for the next 3 weeks. The price action that you're seeing today is after the jobs report. This is the last big economic number. I should also mention there's another piece of economic news I want to hit very quickly, but this is it. Earnings season is winding down. 85% of the S&P 500 is reported. We still have 15% of the stocks that are going to be reporting, heavy in the restaurant, retail space, energy space. So the air is going to get let out of the balloon. There's not really a driver from an earnings standpoint. On average, revenues have been down about 11.5%. Earnings have been down about 31% for the S&P 500 overall. Not a great quarter. So earnings news going to dry up. Economic news going to dry up. Political news going to dry up. Everybody heads out of Washington, D.C. We go into a very, very quiet spell. Traders start looking for anything that they can to latch onto. These are the dog days of summer. Volume drops off. There's not a lot of action going to be happening in the next 2 or 3 weeks. That's why on a swing basis, I want to be in cash. That's going to give me 3 weeks of clarity. I can see how the coronavirus is playing out. I can watch the initial jobless claims each week, which they've been ticking higher. So there's no reason for me on a longer term basis to be in the market. But that doesn't mean that I'm not catching these upward moves. I am. I'm simply going into a day trading mode. It's kind of hand to hand combat on a daily basis, but that's how we're still able to make money while the market is going higher. For those of you who can't watch the market intraday, those of you who are longer term swing traders, I think this is a really good opportunity to be on the sidelines. We've had a fantastic run, and I think that the upside rewards are smaller than the downside risks for the next 3 weeks. So take a breather. We've had an incredible, incredible year. What a run. So let's get back and take a look at GLD and see what we can do there on the put side. And we will bring up the option chain. And there's GLD. And we're going to be taking a look. I want to give us a little bit of time. GLD options don't carry a lot of premium, but they may right now. So this is a normal option expiration cycle. Where do I think GLD might possibly go? Well, this 186 level right here is first support because that was a horizontal resistance level. That was the prior breakout. So I'm going to be looking at something that's down around that 185, 186 price point. And let's see what we've got. I would not be in this trade for a long time, but I think that for the next few days, it's got an opportunity to roll over. So you can see that the September normal expiration, those are the September 18, the 185 puts. I'm on the wrong strike here. The 185 puts are 345 bid, offered at 350. I like that trade. I expect to see some follow through selling on GLD as it starts to come in. I would not get greedy with this trade. If I can make anywhere, let's say $1 on those, maybe even $1.50, I'd be happy with it. As far as a stop, I would use the all-time high as your stop on it. You've got 3 weeks, you got 6 weeks till expiration on those, so time decay should not be much of a factor right now. I am simply playing a very overcrowded trade. The first washout on these moves tends to be pretty severe because you've got a lot of speculators who are the quote unquote weak hands who get flushed out of these positions very, very quickly. That's the first round of selling, is you get some profit taking in here, bullish speculators get flushed out, and you get a very nice, quick, swift decline. As long as it keeps ticking down every day and it starts coming into this green bar right here, you're in good shape. But again, I would look on a short-term basis to make maybe $1 to $1.50 on those put options. Longer term, I think gold is going to be a buy. A lot of money printing going on. So that's how we find trades. I hope that you found this video educational. I've given you TMUS. I like that on the long side. I've shown you GLD. I like that on the short side right here. I think that's going to continue to work for the next at least 2, 3, 4, 5 days as some of these bullish speculators get flushed out of GLD. If you like this content, please give it a thumbs up. Please leave your comments. Let me know what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. If you're just viewing this video for the first time, please watch a few videos before you pass judgment. I think you'll like my research and content. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on your notifications so that you never miss one of these videos. By the way, make sure that you check out the link that I have in the description area. Follow me on Twitter. I've been posting a stock trade early in the day. It's much quicker and easier for me to do that. So make sure you're following me on YouTube as well and on Twitter as well. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday morning. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.